So I was gonna do a full episode review for this very first episode, but then I realized, wait a minute, I don't want to. What's going on, YouTube? So, before I get into any of this, before I talk about anything, I just need to say up front, right away, that I have never seen any of the High School Musical movies, okay? I know. For anybody that didn't immediately click off this video as soon as I finished saying that sentence, I know. I just never got into it. I'm not a big musical guy as far as, watching musicals and things of that nature. I'm just not that into musicals. I'm basically like Ricky on the show. That being said, did this first episode exceed my expectations or meet my expectations? I would have to say absolutely. Absolutely it did. To be honest, I'm shocked that it was as good as it was. Now, I'm not saying that it was amazing, but to be fair, I didn't have extremely high expectations for the show. Like, I had high hopes for the show, but my expectations weren't the highest, and that's because I don't know. Basically, when I think High School Musical, again, keep in mind I've never ever watched any of the movies, so I'm very ignorant on this, okay? But when I think High School Musical, I think people bursting out into random songs for no reason in the hallways, and there being a song like every 2 or 3 minutes, and this was none of that. This looked like a genuine, legit show with just some songs in it, and that was a pleasant surprise. So I have to say this first episode completely exceeded my expectations, and dare I say, I actually kind of enjoyed myself watching it. Now, like I said in the opening, I was gonna do a full episode review to this first episode, but then I realized this first episode basically centered around one major thing, one major subject. Basically, 3 people. Basically, a love triangle. A love triangle, people. You guys know how I feel about my love triangles, okay? And I actually found out before I saw this first episode that this show was going to have a love triangle. Now, I didn't think that they were going to be so heavily focused on it from day one, but they are. So, I mean, game on, people. Game on. So that's kind of what I wanted this video to pretty much be focused on, since that's what this first episode was focused on. So let's talk about Ricky, Nini, and EJ. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? So basically, Ricky and Nini were dating for a while, and Nini decided that it was time to finally confess her love to Ricky, and she did so in the most beautiful, romantic way possible.
I'm saying I don't not love you.
And what was Ricky's response to this beautiful confession of love?
Oh, maybe we should just, chill for a minute.
Basically, he dumped her. Now, granted, he didn't call it a breakup, he called it a break. But I mean, come on, dude. I don't care what you want to call it, but when a girl tells you for the first time that she loves you, you probably shouldn't decide that you should go on a break at that very moment. Now, granted, Nini was going away to theater camp, I believe, but that's still, dude, I don't care where she's going. You don't decide right after she tells you that she loves you that you want to go on break. I mean, how dumb do you, how stupid do you have to be to do that and then be surprised later when she meets a guy and breaks up with you? Either you're the dumbest guy in the entire world, or you wanted to break up with her right there, and you're just claiming later that you didn't because you know that you made a mistake now. Now, all that being said, I have to say one thing. If I'm being fair, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible here, I'm trying. Can you tell? Probably not. But when she said those words, sometimes when someone tells you that and you are completely caught off guard, which he clearly was, sometimes it can freak you out. even if you do feel the same ways, it can freak you out, clearly. I mean, just look at Ricky for like the perfect example, right? It can freak a person out. And sometimes they might not know how to respond, especially, you know, if they're completely new to it. And even according to Ricky, his own parents don't really say those words to each other anymore, which is very sad, by the way, but that's a side topic. But I can see how it freaked him out, and I can kind of see why he acted the way he did, since he wasn't used to hearing those words. Now, that's still no excuse. I'm just trying to tell you guys that I do get it. Like, I understand. That being said, I could also totally understand Nini acting the way that she did. I mean, she was heartbroken. I mean, how could you not be? She was devastated. So she had every right in the world to treat that as a breakup and move on with her life and meet this new guy, EJ. And unlike Ricky, EJ was not afraid to say the L word, which is probably why he got the girl, because he's just better at expressing his feelings than you are. It is what it is. But Ricky is committed to changing that. In fact, he actually did something very romantic himself in this episode. He went on stage to audition for the main singer lead Troy, despite now the fact that he hates musicals. And he went on stage to sing his own little version of You Know. And I have to say, if I'm being honest, it put me in my feels. It put me in my feels, people. And he basically, you know, he basically confessed his love, or said it out loud, and he basically did it right there. Now, unfortunately, buddy, as sweet as that was, and as much as it put me in my feels, you're too late, man. You're too late. I'm sorry. She moved on. She has another boyfriend now. And that's basically what she ended up telling Ricky herself. She was not at all pleased with what he did. Now, all that being said, I should probably point out that Nini was also auditioning for the lead singer, Gabriella. And EJ was also auditioning for the lead male role, Troy. So basically, you had both Ricky and EJ auditioning for the lead male role. And Nini was auditioning for the lead female role. So basically the plan was here for EJ and Nini to both get the lead roles together. It was supposed to be like a couple thing, but here comes Ricky and Gina, by the way, who was played by Sophia, coming in to try to ruin that. Let's get into Gina for just a second here, because I could be wrong, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. This could be the first time that I see Sophia play a character that I'm not gonna like, because I know it's just one episode, but how can I put this? I know a bitch when I see a bitch, and I'm getting some pretty strong bitchy vibes from this character Gina. I'm just saying. Now, she didn't do anything too bad yet, but I just know it's coming, people. I know it's coming, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with her character going forward. But anyways, so in the end, basically what ends up happening is Ricky ends up getting the part. He ends up being Troy. And of course, Nini ends up being Gabriella. And EJ, on the other hand...
Chad? She thinks I'm a Chad?
EJ is a Chad. So all in all, I have to say, I'm very undecided on which one of these ships that I'm leaning towards shipping right now. I don't have a problem with Nini and EJ right now, but at the same time, I haven't seen enough of them to say that I ship it. So far, they just seem like a cliche ship to me so far. Like, they haven't done anything bad, but they haven't done anything that great to me either so far. And as far as Ricky and Nini, there's all types of issues going on with that ship. But if I'm being honest, that ship made a bigger impression on me after one episode. I like those ships that have problems and issues and that isn't all perfect, and they might not start out together on, the very first episode. I like ships like that. I do. That being said, though, that ship also has a lot of work to do before I start shipping it. But if it all goes right, I do see some potential there, but like I said, they have a lot of work to do. But I have to say, I mean, I am intrigued. I love triangles, so you guys know I'm gonna keep a close eye on both of these ships. And like I said, this first episode really did impress me. I could easily see myself getting very, very invested into this show. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told by a subscriber of mine that this show was already ordered a season 2 already. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told that this show already has a season 2 confirmed. So if that's true already, that's usually a good sign. When you can get a season 2 before you even start season 1, that's usually a good sign. So I mean, we'll see what happens, people. Like I said, I'm very intrigued. Let me know what you guys thought about this, though. Are you Team Ricky? Are you Team EJ? Are you which ship are you leaning towards? Do you ship anybody? Do you know, are there any characters you really love or hate, or let me know in the comment section, people. Let me know if you guys want me to continue to make videos about the show going forward, or reviews, or just whatever you guys. Just let me know in the comment section, people. But yeah. I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say in this video, so I think that I'm done talking. Until next time.